everybody, it's Swilly, and this is segment number 2 in Swilly's Silly Segments. It's been a couple of days since, oh, wait a minute, we've got somebody creepy peeking in there. Say hi to Creepy Rick up there. All right, see you later, Creepy Rick, get out of the screen. All righty. So it's been a couple of days since I posted, and I thought I'd post a little bit today and update you on what I'm up to, and maybe have you comment on what you're up to, because I miss you guys, and I'd like to hear from you. So I want to start out with a very, very short and quick AMI update. I have posted everything up through 23 on both my social studies and my science. So if you get bored and want to start working, you can do so. There's no pressure. This is technically your spring break, so enjoy yourself. But for sure, if you haven't done 4 through 10, you might think about that this week so you don't get behind when we start next week with the rest. If you have any questions, please email me or any of your teachers. So let's do a real quick checkup on Mr. Hill and see how Mr. Hill's doing. Mr. Hill, how are you today? I'm great, Ms. Williams. How are you? I'm good. How's your family? Well, we're doing great. Awesome. Good to hear from you, Mr. Hill, and we will check in with you in a couple of days. All right. Now, important updates. Alexander Hamilton. Where are we at? I'm on page 30. What have I learned so far? It's doomy and gloomy. Alexander Hamilton was born in the Caribbean, and his dad ran off, and his mom's in not such a great condition, and that's what I know right now, but I shall keep you updated. And this is, I know page 30 doesn't seem like much, but please look at how tiny the print is. So for me to get to page 30, I'm feeling pretty good about things. Got to keep working on Alexander Hamilton. Disney Blitz emoji game. I am on level 44, and I have a challenge where I'm supposed to be using a emoji from outer space to complete it. Out of the bajillion emojis I have one from outer space. I have Finn from Star Wars. So that's taking a while. I may not get out of 44 before you hear from me again, but I'm still having a good time playing the game. My favorite character, which will surprise no one, is Scar, because as you know, I tend to lean towards the villains. I don't know what that says about me, but I also talk to cardboard teacher head cutouts, so there's other issues at hand. All right, that's the things I know about that. Please note my background today. I took this picture this morning. I'm trying to get outside and do a little more bird watching. And so I got my camera out and decided to take a few pictures, and this one turned out really, really good. This is a mama bluebird, and this birdhouse that's behind me, I hung up about 15 years ago. As you can see, it looks like it's old, and no birds have ever nested in it until this year, and I can see it from my computer room, which is awesome. So I got out there and took some pictures this morning. On the topic of bird watching, I'm going to invite another person in to talk to us a little bit, and that will be Miss Curtis. Good morning, Miss Curtis. How are you? I'm awesome. What have you been doing, Miss Curtis? Well, I've been doing a little reading, and I've been on the computer, and I've just been chillaxing, probably in my jammies. I don't know. I'm just guessing that. All right, that's awesome. So, Miss Curtis, let's talk about apps, shall we? Sure. Miss Curtis, do the kids have things they can be doing at home that's fun but also educational? Sure they do, and they should know the list of things that they're allowed to do in my room that's educational, free, fun time. They could be doing any of those. I highly recommend you work on nitrotyping and improve your typing during this time if you have access to a computer. But if they don't have access to a computer, Ms. Curtis, are the things they can do that are awesome on their phones if they have apps? Sure they can. That's awesome. I'm going to share one with them, Ms. Curtis, and I'll let you go now. So let's say, for instance, that you decided, I'm going to take up bird watching like Swilly does, and I want to go outside and I'm going to watch the birds, because right now is their migration time, spring migration. And so you may get to see some really interesting birds outside this time of year. That's why I like to be out there and watching. I've got 3 feeders set up, so I'm getting a lot of bird action as they stop by to eat, but you don't even have to have bird feeders set up. If you've got anywhere where you've got trees or woody area, you're going to see quite a few birds coming through. So what if we had a really cool birding, we just didn't know what that bird was called? Say we had a bird that looked like this. Whoop, wrong hand. Over here. Now I'm going to attempt to insert a picture here. We shall see if I can figure that technology out. But let's say I have this bird and I don't know what it is. What could I do? Well, I have a solution for you. I downloaded about a year ago an app called the Merlin Bird ID app. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see if it's going to zoom in enough. Whoop, there we go. Merlin Bird ID is over there on where this hand is over here. Now, it's a free app, which is really cool. When you download it, you'll have to download whatever pack of birds you want. So, and it's free to do that. Just make sure you don't click on anything to pay anything. You shouldn't have to. I downloaded the whole North American bird pack because we travel a lot and I wanted to be able to identify any bird. So let's say that we're trying to identify this bird. Hey, I got the right hand this time. Yeah, it's opposites. So let's say we're trying to identify this bird. And I open up my Merlin Bird ID app. Now, here is the app, and this is what you're going to maybe not see because apparently it's not going to show it. Okay, and it says Start Bird ID, so I'm going to click that. Now, the first thing I have to do is pick my location. You can use current location if your location is turned on your phone, or you can click Harrison, Arkansas, type it in, Harrison, Arkansas. And then it'll ask you the date because they actually keep the records of the birds to use in their counts. If you've ever heard things, data, you know, like, for instance, waterfowl are on the increase in North America. Well, they get that data from people that do things like this. So then you have to pick your size, and that's kind of hard if you don't always know, especially when you're trying to compare from something far away. So I always look at like a leaf, and I say, okay, that bird was about the same size of the leaf, and then I go look at that leaf, and okay, that leaf's about 3 to 4 inches, whatever. So let's say this bird that we're looking at right here, because I know how big my feeder is, that bird's kind of between a sparrow and a robin. When you click, it'll say between a sparrow and a robin. Now, if you don't know what those birds are, it doesn't really matter. It'll be okay. Then we hit next, and then it's main colors. Now, on our bird, main colors are what? White and gray, right? I see a lot of white. I see a lot of gray. I see some black on there. We could pick black if we want, but I usually only pick the main colors that are standing out. And then I hit next. And then it says, what was he doing? Well, obviously he was eating at a feeder. And then I hit next. And then it's going to give me some options of some birds. And let's see what we've got there. Well, looky there. Looky there. I'll see if I can get it to, does that look like our bird right here? Yes, it does. Look at that. That is the white-breasted nuthatch. How awesome is that? Now, what's really cool about this app is that you can also play their sounds. Once you figure out what you think you've got, you play the sounds. And I'm hoping you can hear that, but that's pretty awesome. What that does, if you start learning the sounds, is even if you're not sure and can't see the bird, you can hear it and you can say, hey, I think I know what that is. There's one that's very distinctive to me. We sometimes have a pileated woodpecker in the backyard, one of those really tall woodpeckers with the red stripe. And when he's out in the backyard hollering, we can definitely hear him. Another one I can tell pretty well is the red-bellied woodpecker. They have a really big sound. Blue jays are obnoxious, and so when they're around, you can hear them calling out pretty loudly as well. But this app is really, really good for identifying your birds, and it's free. Something fun to get outside and do, and I highly recommend that. So the app is the Merlin Bird ID. Cornell Labs have produced it. My screen is wiggling, which that's because my dog just went by. So there we go. This is real life happening right before your eyes. If you are interested, I'm going to start a competition today, a nature photo competition. You can either text me, you should have my number on those first AMIs, my cell phone number, or you can paste a picture and you can send that to me on Google Drive or through my email. And let's say we're going to run this till next Monday. And I just want it to be a picture of something nature, anything that you think is super cool and you zoom in on. Now you might be saying, yo, Swilly, I don't have a cell phone. How am I going to do that? Let's talk to someone who's good at problem solving. Mr. Hill, say a student didn't have a cell phone, but they just really wanted to take a picture and enter this little competition. What would you recommend? Well, I might borrow my cell phone from my mom. My mom's really awesome. She would loan me about anything. There you go. So maybe have mom go out and walk with you, or dad, or grandma, or whoever you're staying with during this quarantine. And that way you could submit a picture. What's the prize, Miss Williams? Because we're all about prizes. Well, you know what? I have no idea. So let's just say right now spontaneously that I will paint you a rock of the topic of your choosing, as long as the topic of your choosing is fairly easy, cartoonish, and won't take me 7 days to do. So there you go. The prize will be a Swilly original painted rock. So if you want to enter by next Monday, text me, email me, post it on Classroom. I don't know if you can do that, whatever. Just somehow get me your nature picture, and please, one entry per person. So let's make sure it's the one that you're most awesome with. And then I'll ask permission if y'all are okay. I'll share all of them. By the way, again, look at this background. I'm so excited about that picture. I took several other really good bird pictures, and so I will, you know what, right now, if I can figure out how to do that, and as I'm saying goodbye to you, you should start seeing over here, boom, 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 a bunch of bird pictures popping up one after the other. Maybe I can figure that technology out. I don't know. All righty, I've talked long enough. I love you guys. Again, if you have questions, feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to help you out. I'll keep you posted on the things that I'm doing, and get out there today and get a little sunshine. It's going to start warming up. I think we're going to have a little more rain again tomorrow, but enjoy the days that we have without the rain. Get the fresh air. Fresh air is key to us not going crazy over the next month while we're quarantined. All right. Love you guys, and I will catch you in segment 3 in a couple of days.